Hey everyone, Cool Kid here, and welcome back to Accolade Acquisitions, a supplementary series I'm doing to show off runs of each warframe that has an Accolade glyph for the guilty. Today we'll be talking about Caliban, who's another one that I think is fairly easy for the most part, but he does have some important considerations. First though, I want to go over our weapons real quick, starting with Scourge. The most important thing with Scourge is that you want viral, status duration is pretty helpful, and some amount of status chance. Everything else is really just preference. Multi-shot is good for applying more status effects, fire rate is also good for applying more status effects, but really it's ultimately up to you. It's just that you mostly want viral and status duration and status chance. Dual Tox Assist is your workhorse weapon, so this is the important one. I have a lot of critical stats, because it's very important to play into crits in this fight. Status weapons are generally not quite as good. Viral and Heat are mostly here to make it more self-sustaining. Whether or not you want to do that is ultimately up to you. You can offload this stuff to Scourge and take like Blast or something instead. Anemic Agility is both for the boost in DPS, and because I think that the non-incarnate fire rate of this thing is just absolutely atrocious without it. And Galvanized Shot is for the status chance and the direct damage in the event that I kill a summon or something. Cascadia Flare. This is our main base damage source, where, like I said, we can accrue that with either Scourge or the weapon itself, because it has quite high status chance. More relevant to show the Incarnate one. And then Suppress is just on here because I use it with Ash, so it gets to live there now. For Praetos, the build doesn't really matter. The important thing is just having on Evolved Ascension so that you can clear Firewall more easily, and Melee Kareen is good too against the Vanguard and the Dactylus summons. For my Arc Gun, we're using Mausolon. It's a pretty generic build, all things considered. It's, crit, viral heat, that kind of deal. Crux is really nice because you can just lay into the boss's head when you're fighting the Hunhalis, so you don't really have to worry about running out of ammo, but otherwise this isn't anything crazy. So, unlike the Ember video, I am going to avoid cheesing this as much as possible, so we're using Odonata over Amisha. I am not going to be using a companion, and I am not going to be using my Tauron Strike. Whether or not you do this is ultimately up to you, but I think it's more educationally valuable if I only do that for one video, and then kind of show off the unique experience of the other frames. So, Caliban is kind of in an interesting spot with the guilty. The first thing you'll probably notice is I don't have on Razor Mortar. That's because Razor Mortar does not trigger if you don't actually pick up an enemy with Razor Gyre, and you're really only going to do that in the Dactylist fight, so I just didn't really feel like it was worth making the space for it. Beyond that, we have Energy Nexus here, which is just really useful for keeping your energy up, Adaptation to protect me from getting plinked to death by Vanguard basic attacks. Range is actually to make it so that my summons can link to me and restore my shields from a larger range. And then Strength, mostly for Sentient Wrath, actually, because its damage vulnerability does work in this fight. Now, I mentioned this in the prior video, but just to kind of explain again, I am not going to be abusing shield recharge delay reduction and catalyzing shields, because I'm also putting that in the avoiding cheese strat bucket. So we have on Molt Vigor and Molt Efficiency. Honestly though, Caliban doesn't really need to abuse it that much, because he can just clip an enemy with Razor Gyre to get his shield regen going from his summons again. All three of these abilities are actually quite useful in this fight, but I don't really think Fusion Strike has a ton going for it, so it's what we dropped in exchange for Zata's Whisper. Okay, that's the explanation for that stuff. We also have some ability strength and some duration, and then casting speed. That's just what I use on Caliban. Normally it's not really specific to this. Okay? That's everything that needs to be explained for the setup. I'll see you in the boss fight. Okay. I did say I wasn't going to be using my Tauron Strike, but I didn't say I wasn't going to use my Focus Tools. We are going to use it for the Strength. I'm going to use the Summalist to maximize the number of distractions I have, and then, conveniently enough for me... Okay, well that's a consideration. So, fortunately enough, most of the abilities I have to cast are fairly cheap. But I do want to mention that there is a pretty big risk with using the Summalist, and really just Caliban summons in general in this fight, and that's Trinity. Trinity will very often use well on your summons, and it can be really tricky, especially when you're fighting multiple primes, to notice that she's done it. So you might accidentally have an incident where, a frame gets saved. Not by Jesus. By Trinity. I feel like the way I worded that made it sound like I was about to, like I was knocking at your door. Anyways, go ahead and, now that Trinity is out of action, like I said, I think she's the #1 priority most of the time. I need to be a little careful about wasting too much energy. Caliban is generally extremely energy efficient, but because of this fight, it's a little different. And also, I'm going to be honest, the Summonless loves to just stop spawning new Coralists. It's been like this for a while. I don't really know why he feels the need to be such a dick, but he likes to just stop summoning Coralists, so sometimes he'll be sitting there and it's just him left. So you kind of have to burn your energy to bring him back. Yeah, you can especially see with Sentient Wrath, like, when everything is kind of working together, the Vanguard bosses die really, really fast. Hold on, let me get some shield back. If you just nick an enemy with Razor Gyre, your summons will pick up the slack and start bringing your shields back immediately, which is super helpful. You can just see, even though I'm not even focusing her that much, Ember was getting torched by the ricochet shots off of Trinity. Oh, I thought she was dead. Oops. Okay, we're good. Gotta be careful about Volt. I don't want him to fucking smoke me like he almost did when I was doing the Ashe run for this. He got very close. He didn't quite get there, but I won't deny he did get very close. I still have... Ooh, it's about to happen again. There we go. See, like I said, if you just... There she is. Looking for the pink glow, but everything is kind of glowing at the moment. Youch. Yeah, if you need to regen your shields, just clip them with the Razor Gyre and you should be good. It's not too threatening. That's actually another big part of why I like having a decent amount of range for this. You probably could drop overextended for, like, stretch or something, but I like having a big range because, A, my summons are able to reach me from much farther, which is just really useful, but also it allows me to hit my my opponent from farther out with Razor Gyre, which is really, really helpful. It lets me get my shields back much more safely, because I found when I was, like, initially doing this boss fight and sort of testing stuff with it, if you get really close to a lot of the bosses like that, like if you have to hit him with, like, a flyby, best to do it from a distance, because if not... Ooh, what the... Oh, it's the Summonless. I was like, what the fuck was killing me there? I'm gonna be honest, because I have my own Summonless out, I'm actually struggling to tell what's an enemy right now, so I should probably get rid of him. This is taking really long. I don't know what I'm fucking up. Okay, target prioritization. You need to die, like now. I'm getting so caught up just talking about shit that I forgot that I should actually be doing the boss. That's kind of that's the fatal flaw here, I think. Did Volt just get stunned? Did I hear that correctly? Nope, we'll just go ahead and get some shields back. Oh, you can see what I was talking about. The Summonless is just not doing anything right now for whatever reason. So we'll just summon him again, I guess. Oh, Ashe is still alive. Okay, you know what? Just to make things easy, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of him. We spent more time than I realistically should in this section of the boss fight anyway. I'm actually going to break these with my amp. I don't really want to deal with how slow Toxicist is without Frenzy. Oh, I was like, what the hell? It says the... Dude, Volt is such a nuisance in this fight because they use their abilities so much more often. He just loves to spam his shield and, Ooh, that's like 5 minutes. That's really bad, I'm not gonna lie. That's very slow. Okay, fortunately this shouldn't be too hard, because I have access to this. I think I'm going to focus on the Flying Dactylus first, just because it's very, very likely that he will get out of range of Scourge, which is really annoying. What pattern did I get? 2? 2, okay. Okay, we're good. Like I said, this boss is very easy to blitz through if you have high enough damage. Even without a Tower on strike, just the raw power of Toxicist can just go right through it. It's honestly kind of fucking crazy. They really don't have that much health, honestly, compared to the other bosses. Marotix first? Okay, what's next? Oh, okay, I've got plenty. He's doing the laser sweep, so I've got plenty of time to get out of the way. Ooh, the Marotix are dive bombing me quite quickly, though. Ouch. I do not like that. Okay. Try not to jump into the laser. My IQ is certainly not the highest, but I would like to think I am capable of at least figuring that out. Ooh, am I gonna die? Ooh, yeah, they are actually killing my frame. Ooh, that's not good. So yeah, fun fact: if you have a buff-based ability active on a Warframe, they're not invincible. Instead, they just have high damage reduction. So yeah, they almost got my Caliban there. That would have really fucking sucked. Oh, that hit me. Okay, I wasn't quite sure. I am really doing bad on this. I think I mentioned earlier that I didn't think Caliban was too hard, and here I am just like massively fucking it up. Time to lock in. Time to get good. Time to become goated. Deal with that. Where? There we go. And he's gonna waste my time. That's cool. I feel like the boss just thinks this is funny, I would wager. Why did he spawn all... Okay. You know, whatever. Fuck off. Okay, cool. I actually was able to carry Zata's Whisper over that time, so holy shit. I think I had to recast it there to get it to actually go through, because the phase transition dispelled it, but damn. Okay, well we made up for my bad time against the other two bosses by just doing that. That's cool. I think I might have said in the Ember one that I didn't think that Zata's applied. I guess I just need to cast it at a better time. That's the acquisition run for Caliban. Again, I will not be getting the glyph because I do have it already, but if you've been struggling to obtain it, that should hopefully help you out. Let me know in the comments if you thought this video was helpful, or if you have any questions or anything like that. Hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, beyond that, I'll see you in the next one.